I think that, I'm getting ready to start a poll, obviously. My statewide polls, we'll be doing a couple of them this year. I don't really think this is a different year. Kennedy won last year, but you had congressmen, which you don't have any this year running. So the lack of big time, big name candidates aren't there yet. I think one of the big factors in the background is who will John Kennedy support. Who's going to get behind whom, and where's the money going to come from? So I think that there is a strong possibility that the John Bell Edwards uh, being repeated is unlikely as far as a Democrat. Could be, but I haven't heard of any Democrat running. So the question is, who the Republicans choose? I think it's too early to tell, but I'll tell you, I think that eventually the guy who will have a lot to say about who's elected is John Kennedy, especially if it's someone who's going to be for more government and for more revenue and for more taxes. I don't know how anyone could go out and run on that platform. Kennedy's going to, if they've been a state legislator, that may be where most of our candidates come from. They've been a state legislator and they've supported taxes. I think Kennedy, as you can tell, Kennedy's already in frame of mind to call out any Republican who he thinks is a tax and spend Republican. I won't get into that, but he's already done that, I think, in one of the candidates. So, and you got some candidates on the horizon who are thinking about running. You got perennial candidate Republican. I forget his name. He's always running. The Colonel Maness, Rob Maness, who turned into a perennial candidate as I predicted he would. He's thinking about running and saying that he always says I can win, and he may win this time, but keeps predicting he's going to win, and I keep predicting his demise, and I've been right every time. He can talk about how he's going to win the election, but unless things change, I don't see it. I think that you've got two or three pretty good candidates. You've got some that can raise money, but right now I'm not. I don't really have any favorite, and I don't think there's any favorite. Any poll will reveal.
Okay.
I think the background noise would be John Kennedy and where he eventually sits down and decides who he wants to support, either openly or in the background.
I hear that he's looking at running for governor.
Yeah, that's the big rumor, and he will be I think it'd be a little harder on him. He will have been a senator for 3 years, and can he come back? Can he say I need to come back home and fix Louisiana? Nothing's being done. Whatever else he comes up with, yeah, there's a strong possibility, and I don't know. Is there anyone stronger? No, he's the strongest elected official in Louisiana, especially on the Republican side. And politically, with this being Louisiana, by the way, you could say he's easily the most powerful political person in Louisiana because it's a red state. So yeah, I don't. I think it's very possible, and I think that's one of the reasons that the Republicans are acting more like national Republicans or power play Republicans, because they know there's a Kennedy in the background, and they're going to wait for him to come back and assume the real position they think should be filled by a Republican. So it's a good question and a good thought. But I don't know how he would. I think he will, but the setting has to be right. And since he will be there 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, like I said, I need to come back home and run. And I don't think Republicans would be mad at him for opting to leave Washington to come back home.
Interesting. One last question, and that is there a question I didn't ask you that you want to answer? Ask yourself and answer.
Big thing happening in Baton Rouge is the Republicans. Are the Republicans gaining enough strength to take over the political process and keep it so that the Republicans are still in charge on the budget and no new taxes, set the stage for a Republican governor. And is the new philosophy the same thing that we saw with Barack Obama? Republicans didn't do anything to help him. Now, John Bel Edwards can say, well, that's unfair, but that's what the Democrats are doing to Donald Trump. And I think you'll see the Republicans start doing that to John Bel Edwards. And since this is a Republican state, why can't they get away with it? So that's what I see as the big background noise, and that's what is developing. And how far it gets, I don't know. But right now, it's pretty. You don't need a crystal ball to see what's coming next.